Hey everyone, it's December 18th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with serial killer Edmund Kemper, known as the Co-Ed Killer, who murdered at least 10 victims between 1964 and 1973, and that is him way up there. One of three children in his family, Kemper was born in Burbank, California in 1948 to a homemaker and electrician who had served in the Pacific Theater in World War II. He was a bright child, testing at a genius level IQ, but also displayed a sociopathic tendency from an early age, torturing and killing animals, including his own pets, acting out sexual activities with dolls, and once told a friend that he wanted to kill a teacher he had a crush on so that he would be able to kiss her. After his parents divorced in 1961, he lived with his mother in Montana, but she was a strict disciplinarian who often yelled at him in public, and he was forced to sleep in a locked basement for fear that he would molest his sisters otherwise. His mother was believed to have a borderline personality disorder, which likely led to her rage and abusive behavior, which included humiliating him in public and never showing him any affection for fear it would turn him gay. He ran away in 1963 and eventually wound up living with his grandparents, but the following year, the now 15-year-old Kemper grabbed a gun and shot his grandmother after an argument. When his grandfather arrived home from a trip to the grocery store, Kemper shot and killed him as well. Kemper then called his mother, who told him to hang up and call the police. He did, and when he was taken into custody, he said, "I just wanted to see what it felt like to kill Grandma," and that he shot his grandfather because he knew the man would be upset at what he had done. Kemper was sent to a Atascadero State Hospital where he endeared himself to a psychologist, becoming the man's assistant. He was trained to administer psychological tests to his fellow prisoners and used what he learned to figure out what it was psychiatrists were looking for in order to be released. In 1969, Kemper convinced his psychologist that he was sane enough to be sent back to live with his mother in Santa Cruz and got authorities to seal his juvenile record. He had grown into a giant of a man at 21 years old, being 6 feet 9 inches tall and over 300 pounds, and found work for the Department of Transportation, soon moving out on his own. But he was far from reformed, and in 1972 began killing again. Kemper would pick up young hitchhikers, take them to a desolate area, and stab, shoot, or smother them. He then took their bodies back to his apartment, where he engaged in acts of necrophilia and dissected them. Their remains were dumped in the wilderness, except for the head of a 15-year-old girl that he buried in his mother's garden, saying she always wanted people to look up to her. Kemper killed 6 young women and girls before finally killing his own mother with a pick hammer after an argument in 1973. He then decapitated her, sexually abused her headless corpse, and used her head as a dartboard, then tried to run her vocal cords through the garbage disposal, but they backed up the sink. Kemper next invited over a friend of his mother, who he also killed, and then left driving to Pueblo, Colorado, waiting for his crimes to hit the news. When he didn't hear any reports, he called the police and confessed to being the killer. With another active serial killer at the time, Herbert Mullen, and a mass murderer, John Lindsay Frazier, active just a few years earlier, Santa Cruz earned the nickname of the murder capital of the world. Kemper was sentenced to life in prison, where he was interviewed by FBI agents who were developing the profiling techniques that assisted in the capture of killers such as Wayne Williams and BTK. He is currently locked up in Vacaville, California, where he records audiobooks for use by the blind. Having been denied parole every time he's been eligible since 1979, I'm pretty sure that it will be denied again next year when his case comes up again. Kemper was one of the main inspirations for the character of Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, and is featured in the Netflix TV series Mindhunter. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Edmund Kemper, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.